Jet Nation, the new season of One Jets Drive is upon us, and I want to break down every single episode to give you guys the insight you deserve to understand our Jets at a whole new level. This is episode 1 of the One Jets Drive recap. J-E-T-S, Jets! Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, I find a ton of this stuff interesting. I love this series. I think it's great to get an inside look at all our Jets, ins and outs, the coaches, the personalities. This is something we got a lot of in the Hard Knocks when Rex Ryan was here and we got to see everyone. I think this is important for fans to see. It gets you more of a connection. And there's a lot of things that we get to be excited about this year. The transformation from the beginning of the offseason to now is night and day. You go with Le'Veon Bell, Mosley, you got Quinn and Williams, you got all these extra pieces that are coming in to make this team better, but hands down the best single transformation that we have seen since Gase has come here has been the look from serial killer to guy at a country concert. I love the beard. You can trust guys with the beard. Abe Lincoln, Nick Mangold, Santa, just to name a few. In this episode, Gase raves about Darnold's ability to create things on the fly. Now, we've seen him alter plays with his legs and scrambling out to the side and creating all these different opportunities. Something we didn't really get to see a lot of knowledge on is the chemistry that he has with his receivers. So there's a play in practice where he changes the play without saying anything to Quincy Enunwa, where he cuts and changes based on the defense's alignment, and they're on the same page without saying anything at all, and this is absolutely huge. This is very Peyton-esque.
Great score. That was like the Peyton clip. That was like the Peyton clip.
So good. It was so good.
You just compared me to Peyton.
I mean, with easy. That clip.
That one play.
Ever since Gase got to New York, we heard about how big of a football junkie and film junkie he is and just how much he is passionate of this game. And I didn't quite understand it until I saw Nick Saban's interview. And he goes into how Gase would go and do anything to be around the football team, whether that was, helping out in practice or jumping up on a scaffolding to film when he is clearly afraid of heights.
And they were like, go up in the condor, you got to shoot practice, which I had a huge fear of heights at the time. And I just remember being up there in a spring practice, shooting practice, and it was like gusting winds. I'm like, that's how it's going to end right here.
One memory that Gase brings up about Nick Saban when they were together in LSU was the Chick-fil-A Bowl when Nick Saban in the second quarter of the game decided to take over play calling responsibilities. And Gase is just absolutely dumbfounded with how good this guy is at calling a defense. I think that's something that drives his passion. It's something that he says juiced him up even more to learn just how he was able to dissect that offense to create plays that just absolutely took them out of the game. We also get to see Gase talk to Le'Veon Bell on the practice field, and he says, I never want to put a bad play on you.
I always want to make sure that I don't put a bad play on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why everything has to have an answer. So that's what I'll spend all my time doing.
And that means a lot to Le'Veon Bell, because when we saw his Sports Illustrated interview, one of the things he brought up that was really a pet peeve to him was that, the Steelers never really took into account how he felt about a player, the plays that he felt he was good at. I think this gives me a little more confidence in the relationship between Bell and Gase, because we heard a lot of rumors that there was a rocky relationship going into this offseason since Gase didn't necessarily want to sign Bell for that amount of money. And I was right, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I was right saying that, of course Gase didn't want to sign Bell to that much money, but I don't think it was about Bell. I think it was just about the money and a running back in general. Now that Bell's on the team, I think he is stoked to have this guy. He's going to use this dude all over the field in all the different varieties. Passing, blocking, running, all these different styles of play that Bell has succeeded with the Steelers, he's going to try and put that into play with the Jets. We also get to see a lot about Joe Douglas in this episode, and it makes me like him a lot. Notice the beard. Again, you can trust guys with a beard. We start off by seeing his 3 Super Bowl rings that he won with the Ravens and Eagles. Nice move. We want Super Bowl rings too. I definitely caught my attention for sure, and you could see how those rings got progressively bigger, so hopefully we get the biggest one of the bunch. A scout generally travels about 200 times a year, and to make time for a family, is tough on that kind of schedule. And that's something that he has prioritized. He tries to make as many games as he can for his kids, or the different events that they have going on. And I think that means a lot. I think players like to see someone who takes care of their family too, because he's a person just as much as they're a person, and if he can understand that, I think that bodes well for their relationship. And how about Joe Douglas being an absolute unit going into high school?
So I've been 6'2", 315 since 8th grade.
He hasn't grown an inch since 8th grade. He has been 6'2", 315 since then. One thing that I took away from his comments was that when he went away to school and all the different, awards that he won through high school and going into college, as an offensive lineman, the thing that meant the most to him was that he played in 45 straight games. And I think that's something that we're going to see rub off on his draft style, his player acquisition kind of profile. I think he's going to look for guys that are available.
One of the best abilities you can have is reliability. And so I always wanted to be there for my teammates.
I think this is going to be a core characteristic for Joe Douglas moving forward. The other thing he brings up is that Ozzie always trusted his scouts, and that's something that it seems like he takes to heart. I think you're going to see him surround our scouting department with a bunch of really good guys, hence the Phil Savage hire, and he is going to let those guys do what they do best. The final thing that I really like about this episode is we get to hear that key word, communication, something we didn't really get a lot of with Bowles and Maccagnan and Gase and Maccagnan. I think Douglas and Maccagnan are both on the same wavelength. I think we're going to see that teamwork moving forward throughout the season and throughout seasons to come. I think we're going to get the right type of players in here. This is the most excited I've been for a front office since we had Parcells. Let me know what you guys think down below, and as always, go Jets.